I'm gonna look for any main-looking type computer console.
Okay. From where you're at, you know kind of scoot around everybody. It seems that below there's mainly like there's a lot of consoles down there, and there's a lot of consoles up on the top. So you kind of have a choice between the two.
I'll go down first.
Okay, so you like scoot down. So like we'll say that he's underneath, and you see there's a lot of what appears to be. Just give me an engineering check actually. This is more identifying kind of the equipment that's there.
13.
13. Um, there is a massive amount of diagnostic consoles down here. There's a huge number of readouts that are kind of blinking across, on it's like four sides of the octagon, like here, 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 and here on that lower level, all wrapping around this central tube. And you see, looking inside, the relays most likely are coming from different, ports that have been put into the structure itself. So you're seeing just several readouts. So there's a lot of information to kind of approach. Are you just trying to, like, ascertain what it is?
I'm just looking for one that looks like it has a keyboard and like I can interface with it.
Yeah, I mean there seems to be one just right in front of you actually.
Yep, I'm gonna check that one out, and I want to try. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get just a data dump. What they've got on there, I want to get onto here.
Okay.
I want to get a
All
copy
right, so
all there.
go ahead and give me a computers check. What are the rest of you two doing?
I'm eyeballing Mo. I'm making sure who's Zedix is like watching Mo intently on like what his reaction is to this.
Yeah, and he's walking now like forward, and where he was previously kind of wary coming to the room, he like looks up at it, and you hear him just kind of in the underneath his breath, he's just like amazing, like walking up to it, and you just see him like stepping now kind of slowly up there.
Oh, okay.
And
I'm following Mo. And
Chase is going
right
up there
next
as
to
well, and he's like kind of sweeping around. What's your computers check?
Well, I really want to like dig in here and do as much as I can. So taking 20 is like just the equivalent of the 10, but with more time.
It's taking 20 is like, there's no urgency at the moment. So I mean, there's
I tried this before over here and it didn't work, and I really want to try and get it done here.
Right. So when you have plenty of time to devote to, this is what taking 20 is, plenty of time to devote to a skills task, and that task has no adverse effect upon failure, the GM might rule that you can take 20 on that skill check. This is similar to taking 10, but instead of assuming your roll was a 10, assume it's a 20. Taking 20 means you're making multiple attempts at the task until you get it right.
Yeah.
It also assumes that you're failing many times before you succeed. Taking 20 typically takes 20 times as long. And I mean, a engineering check is just like a standard action. So, this is like 2 minutes of you just hammering at it, like not doing anything else.
That's pretty much it. Like I've found this is what I'm good at and kind of like what I'm made for.
Right.
So
So
I found my purpose and I'm just digging in.
there is no agency to the situation right now. So, you're trying to roll through it, and there's just a mountain of data.
Yeah, I'm sure.
It's so
Copy that
much.
stuff.
There's just you're seeing things about the structure itself, like the mineral components. There's just so much information. A lot of it details with this structure here. Looks like there's information dated on like personal logs,
We need names,
data
yeah, we need
reports,
names.
things like that of sorts. So there's lots of information that you can go through, and with Buzz out of commission, it's going to be a little difficult for you to. There's there's probably more data than you're able to actually pull down, but
I don't need like
you can certainly take the 20 to discern what you want to pull down.
exactly.
So
I'm looking for the data that's most relevant to what we were sent here for, first of all. And then like names of who was working on it, any things of note during the research of like, hey, we made this discovery at this time about this stuff and this is important, just like big picture stuff after that.
Okay, all right. So as you're searching through, you do find a lot of the information detailing that photobacteria is related to these barnacles. It seems to be a byproduct almost of the barnacles themselves. And you see there's several entries attached to the study of these barnacles. You look back and the oldest one seems to be written by a doctor by the name of Shea Fallmore. And
How do you spell it?
Fallmore, Fallmoor.
Okay.
And it seems to be dating back about a week and a half ago. The entry indicates that forays into the canyon have been difficult, but it appears that through much difficulty, we have recovered a specimen of quite a sizable amount of this foreign material, bringing it up to the station for further study. You keep reading, and it seems to be another entry from a Dr. Eli Sampson. Eli seems to be stating that the construct or the composition of what was pulled up is nothing short of alien on this already foreign landscape. Something about the barnacle seems off-putting at first, but very calming once the structure's light was discovered to really be pronounced without any foreign light enhancing it. Further observation will be done in absolute darkness. And it details further more information about logs on taking samples and the fact that it seems to be able to be separated from the main colony and with the right amount of nutrients and minerals replicate itself. So as he's getting all of this, going through this massive amount of information, what are the rest of you guys doing?
I want
Playing
to look
close.
around the room.
Attention to Mo. That's all I'm doing.
Okay, so like I said, it's a bi-split up and down. What are you doing? Like, are you going up?
Check the upper area
Okay.
first. Just
So
so
there's
look
like-
for anything interesting. I
Right,
guess.
there's consoles that wrap around
Mhm.
good portions of the viewport. There's one part that's right here that just seems to go up to a large, just wrapped kind of glass sort of like observation post. And as you wrap around, you do see, since the lights are on, you don't need to really run a perception check. As you're looking around, you see the bottoms of two legs. As you're starting to move around, they're like horizontal on the ground up here.
I want to check them out.
All right, so you go around the corner, and you see the face down body of what appears to be a Casathus, the
Casathus?
four-armed
Yeah.
Big
race.
heads.
Yeah.
Can I flip them over and I guess search them for any sort of like identification?
All right, so you flip it
And
over.
loot?
Sure.
I loot 'em.
So you roll the body over, and you see, if you recall, the human was completely gaunt, and this figure seems to be of a similar state.
He's like mummified.
Yeah, it seems like his body was dehydrated. His form is a very husked out, devoid of moisture.
I want to try to call Ziddix and Mo over.
Okay, so as you call them over, Mo takes a moment. And he's just kind of like staring as he's slowly walking around, and as you're walking around, you actually see another body right here of another human, just laying face down. And you were focused on the first one that you saw, but now you're looking up and you see another one that's like kind of like laid up facing the observation post on this side.
Okay. Well, shit.
So
Does
looking,
this look familiar?
yeah.
All dried out.
And as he's walking around, you hear Mo just, oh my. And he,
Yeah, you almost ran into him.
well, I mean, everything in here is of varying states of awe-inspiring and terrifying.
Yeah, what do you make of that, by the way?
Frankly, I have no idea.
Did you know what they were studying down here?
I've only just been part of the Starfinder Society. I mean, I've always had a bend towards the marine life and geology of that sorts, which got me my position transferring the data. But
Can I sense motive?
sure.
Okay. Okay, guy.
You're lying to me?
13.
13. I mean, it's a hard tell because you can't see his face really, but just from the sounds of his voice, there's a mixture of fear and just kind of uncertainty. I mean, he really does seem to be on the level. You're not really sure. I guess just like you've never really met a Kahlo for long periods of time, but he definitely.
But my operative intuition is...
Your operative intuition is not tingling.
Okay.
There's no hidden motives here that you can see. So he just after still just kind of a lingering gaze on the barnacles, he moves and he, in a similar fashion to you, kind of flips over the human corpse, which
Another
is,
human.
in a similar fashion, very gaunt, mummified. And you see the uniform, just judging by the one that person has and the other one has. This is another faculty member, though this seems to be less of a scientific uniform. As you notice that there's a pistol holster on its hip.
Looks like a security guard.
Yeah, and you see like the as you flip the body over, there's the pistol that's.
I snagged the pistol quick.
Oh, shit.
I'm there.
Okay, you just.
Well, what kind of pistol is it?
It's a similar one to.
Inspect it.
What you guys have.
Oh, it's a laser pistol?
Yep.
It's incredible.
I was hoping it was-
And as you pop out the battery, you know that it's dry, like it is spent.
It's fried.
Ha ha.
Well, I
I
got
didn't
parts.
want it anyways.
Okay.
Well, the gun seems to be in working order. It's just that
It just needs batteries.
the
Soren.
battery itself is.
Soren, it just needs batteries. Stop mocking me.